Second? All in favor?
Aye.
The motion passes 4-0. With that, let's move to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. With that, we will move to the approval of minutes. May I have a motion to accept the agenda item 3, which is the approval of minutes from the May 12 and May 20 meetings?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The motion passes 4-0. Agenda item 4, communications. During the month, the district received the following correspondence. A letter from a resident regarding Proposition 2, a number of form letters requesting the recognition of Shavuot on the district calendar, as well as a petition signed by 227 members of the community asking to continue to celebrate diversity by keeping Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, and Diwali holidays on the district calendar. Third, a thank you letter from a parent reflecting on a teacher's mentoring and the success of the science research program at North High School. And 4, a letter from a student thanking the superintendent and Board of Education for fostering a positive relationship with decision makers and for recognizing student voices. We thank all the residents who took the time to write, and please keep your correspondence coming as appropriate. Agenda item 5 are recognitions, and at this time I'll turn the meeting over to Dr. Bossert.
Thank you very much, Mr. Talk, and thank you again to the Board of Education for always providing an opportunity to celebrate the wonderful successes of our students, faculty, and staff within our wonderful school community. And tonight we have a number of recipients, but the first is an outstanding student. Helpful if I had my... Would Amelia Liao please come to the podium? The suspense is killing everyone. They don't know why you're standing here, and they don't know why I moved my seat. So I am a very proud member of the Nassau County Council of School Superintendents, and I also happen to be on the board of directors for an organization called SCOPE. SCOPE is the Organization for Promotion of Education on Long Island, provides a number of services to 124 school districts. And they have a contest. The Nassau County Council of School Superintendents has an essay writing contest, and a prize is sponsored by SCOPE for a senior who writes an essay that touches the selection panel amongst the Nassau superintendents. And the superintendent who represents the student, who is the winner of the essay contest across the entire county, gets to present the award. And what's ironic about it is because I am the treasurer of SCOPE, I not only hand you the check, but I sign the check. So this is great. So Amanda, who is a wonderful, Amelia, I'm so sorry, who is such a wonderful representative of our district, wrote her essay. Would you like to tell? It's better if you Amelia's going to share what you wrote your essay about.
Okay, so I wrote my essay about how much working as a summer camp counselor affected me and inspired my path of wanting to become a teacher and educator in the future. Yeah.
So Amelia, this is a certificate presented by me on behalf of the Nassau County Council of School Superintendents, our school district, this Board of Education, as well as the SCOPE Board. So this is for you to have, and that you should put in a place of prominence. But this, you should place someplace very safely because it is a check for $1,000 for you to use towards your contribution. All right, now some more highly qualified people will get to do some talking and celebration. The other recognition tonight is one we look forward to every year. The board at the last public meeting took action to grant tenure to some outstanding members of our faculty and staff. And tonight, we are here to recognize the most recent class of 25 tenure recipients at the secondary level. Our principals are prepared to speak kind words about each of them, so we will lead off with our village school principal, Mr. Steve Goldberg. Steve, you want to just, yeah.
Perfect. Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Bossert, administrators, teachers, and other friends. It is wonderful to be here tonight on such an occasion. Congratulations to everyone being celebrated for tenure tonight. It is indeed a big deal when a district such as Great Neck decides to place its faith in you. And I thank the board for having this lovely and warm celebration of talent, dedication, and compassion. And speaking of talent, dedication, and compassion, I'm here to talk about, or more accurately, sing the praises of Christina Cochran, who has worked at the SEAL program for the past 4 years. Christina's demo lesson is one for the ages. So first, the technology was uncooperative, so she had to pivot and teach old school. She was rattled, but we didn't know it. And she left that day. We remember her saying, "Well, it's been nice meeting all of you," as she seemingly didn't expect to be asked back. But what we saw that day was a teacher able to deal with adversity and make that all-important pivot. We saw how quickly she earned the trust of the students as they tried hard to help her with those tech difficulties. We saw how she spoke to the SEAL students with kindness and respect, and how they just liked her. But of course they did. For the next 4 years, we saw a perfect fit. A teacher who knew her material, but also knew how to win people over with kindness and humor. Christina teaches the students of SEAL the way the students of SEAL need to be taught, as evidenced by their success on the Global Studies and U.S. History Regents exams. She is an excellent colleague to the devoted staff at SEAL, and so tonight I get to celebrate Christina Cochran's devotion to students and to this incredible school district. Congratulations on your tenure. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Goldberg. Before I forget, the board has agreed that following the recognition of all of our tenure candidates, we're going to take a brief recess. I know there is refreshments available for celebration in the neighboring cafeteria, and we'll take about a 10-minute recess at that time. But I'm going to ask, before I forget, those who have received tenure to stay behind to start the celebration so we can take appropriate photos of the group before we conclude. So. Next, I'd like to return to the order in which the agenda appears and call upon our North Middle School principal, Mr. Brendan Nelson.
Good evening, Dr. Bossert, Central Administration Team, President Tock, members of the board, colleagues, families, and friends. Tonight we gather to celebrate 6 exceptional educators who have earned tenure at Great Neck North Middle School. Teachers who embody what it means to be truly good for kids, The renowned educator Rita Pearson once said, "Kids don't learn from people they don't like." And this statement rings true for our honorees. These educators are not only respected, but genuinely loved by their students, and it is from that foundation of care and connection that meaningful learning takes root, especially in the unique world of middle school. Let me introduce you to these outstanding educators. I'm going to ask them to come up real quick. All 6 of you, please. Alex Keene, our dedicated physical education and health teacher, brings a unique blend of business acumen from her days running her family's pizzeria in Port Washington and a passion for sports to our school. Alex's journey to teaching began with a love for working with children, honed through years at Port Washington Day Camp. Her ability to help students understand the value of fitness, health, and positive lifestyle choices is remarkable. Students describe Alex as approachable and trustworthy with a talent for setting clear boundaries while maintaining strong relationships. Her involvement in coaching lacrosse and field hockey further cements her role as a positive influence in our students' lives. Ann Wang, our talented English teacher, discovered her calling in her final semester of college, inspired by a professor who valued student voice. Ann's background in music, she's an accomplished pianist, and her background in psychology enriches her approach to teaching. She cherishes those moments when a student finally grasps a concept through her guidance. Ann's love for the middle school age group shines through as she helps navigate their developing senses of humor and forming personalities. Her students often say, "Ms. Wang really listened to what I have to say, and I was comfortable sharing in her class." Testaments to the safe, nurturing environment she creates. Joanna Ryder, our passionate TESOL educator, embarked on her teaching journey with a focus on social studies before recognizing a critical need for English language support. Joanna's dedication to helping ENL students not only access their learning, but also become active members of our school community is inspiring. Her students describe her as energetic, passionate, always raising the bar, holding them to high standards. Joanna encourages her students who have made significant strides to become mentors to those who are brand new to our country and to the English language. These same students remember what it was like to receive help when they were in the same situation, and Ms. Ryder promotes with them the idea of paying it forward, fostering a culture of support and growth. Andrew Bookbinder brings a wealth of experience and perspective from his role as a paraprofessional and teacher assistant. His impact during the challenging COVID year at South High showcased his adaptability and commitment. We learned then that Andrew Bookbinder was a team player who puts the needs of kids and the needs of the school at the forefront. Andrew's involvement in the Bridges program and professional learning communities demonstrates his dedication to both students and colleagues alike. Like a true special educator, Andrew consistently demonstrates a deep understanding of the children in his care, tailoring his teaching to meet individual needs. In meetings with parents and staff, Andrew can speak at length about his students' interests, learning styles, strengths, and more. His goal for every student is to feel that he's doing everything they need in each 40-minute class period. Sabrina Morelli, our empathetic health educator, draws from her own experiences as a learner to connect with and inspire students. Her journey from considering nursing to embracing health education reflects her desire to be a positive force in young lives. Sabrina's understanding of the middle school experience allows her to guide students through their formative years with compassion. Students describe her as kind, understanding, often seeking her out for support beyond the classroom. And Sabrina views North Middle as her forever home, a testament to the strong connection she has formed. Kelly Murray, our enthusiastic reading teacher, brings her love of lifelong learning to the classroom every single day. Her journey from aspiring music journalist to dedicated educator showcases her diverse interests and passion for knowledge. Kelly understands that in middle school, connections form the foundation upon which learning is built. Her own experiences with supportive teachers inspire her to invest deeply in her students, especially those who struggle. Kelly's love for books that evoke strong emotions translates into her teaching, where she strives to ignite a similar passion for reading in her students. These 6 exceptional educators, Alex, Ann, Joanna, Andrew, Sabrina, and Kelly, embody the essence of Rita Pearson's wisdom that kids don't learn from people they don't like. They have not only earned the respect and admiration of their students, but have also fostered an environment where genuine connections pave the way for profound learning. Each brings unique strengths to our school, yet they share a common goal, creating a positive, enriching experience for every student at North Middle School. And we are fortunate and proud to have them as permanent members of our North Middle family. Thank you.
For our next group of tenure recipients, admittedly, there was a bit of a discussion of who would present them. But as you see him strolling to the microphone, Dr. Holtzman called rank and will be presenting those he referred to as his people. Dr. Holtzman.
Thank you, Dr. Bossert. Will the North High candidates for tenure please come up? Good evening, President Tock, Dr. Bossert, members of the Board of Education, district and building colleagues, friends and families. It is my honor to stand before you in recognition of the 5 Great Neck High School teachers being recommended for tenure this evening, one of many milestones in an educator's career. Tonight we recognize Dr. Scott Eckers, Brian Hartwig, Matt Singer, Erica Stark, and Neetu Verma. When we enter a hiring process and appoint teachers to the Great Neck School District, we affirm and share how fortunate and honored we are to work and serve in a community like Great Neck. And with this honor comes with it high expectations from day one, through the probationary period and beyond. Our goal is to seek out and hire the best and brightest and work collectively to ensure that this bar is sustained year after year. The Big 5 here before us on this special evening have not only demonstrated their growth, commitment, and passion for teaching, they are also stellar educators in the classroom. Whether it's the creation of new lab activities aligned to the next generation science standards, reimagining how students can be assessed, engaging in in-house and out-of-district professional development to further their craft, seeking ways of integrating technology into the classroom, working outside their comfort zones and experimenting with artificial intelligence, integrating restorative practices into their classroom management repertoire, incorporating elements of media literacy in their activities and writing tasks, pushing students' thinking beyond foundational analysis of text, drawing connections across time through historical events, and recognizing the significance how everything in the universe is made up of atoms, and reinforcing ad nauseum that yes, this is important for you to learn. And finally, most importantly, above all else, never allowing students to believe or accept that personal growth and success is unattainable and is always within reach. Scott, Neetu, Brian, Matt, and Erica have worked and continue to work tirelessly to do all of this at the highest level so their students can achieve the greatest potential. Beyond the classroom, whether it is serving on technology or BCG committees, organizing Unity Day, Holocaust Remembrance Day, earning North High the No Place for Hate recognition, working on the yearbook staff, working on the theater productions, organizing Battle of the Grades and other fun grade level activities, sharing the importance of volunteerism and civic responsibility in one's community, showing school spirit, collaborating with colleagues, or being a part of the greater school community, Scott, Neetu, Brian, Matt, and Erica have proven that when given the opportunity, and most importantly, when given the trust, anything is possible. Congratulations to you on being recommended for tenure in the Great Neck Public School District. We look forward to our continued partnership and your future success. Enjoy the moment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Holtzman. And at this time, I'd like to call upon our South Middle Principal, Dr. Gina Cardellano.
Board President Tock, members of the board, Dr. Bossert, Central Office administrators, colleagues, families, and friends. I proudly speak before you this evening as I present 2 exceptional candidates for tenure in the Great Neck Public Schools. I am honored to speak today in recognition of Ms. Jessie Sabino and Mr. Nathan Wong, 2 7th grade educators whose dedication and innovation have deeply enriched our school community. In the classroom, Ms. Sabino consistently challenges her students to engage in higher level thinking as they develop critical reading and writing skills. She meets regularly with students to set goals and track progress, demonstrating a fierce commitment to their success. Similarly, Mr. Wong brings science vividly to life through his creative and engaging teaching style, often incorporating classroom pets to create hands-on learning experiences that ignite curiosity and lasting enthusiasm. Beyond the classroom, both educators contribute significantly to our school culture. Ms. Sabino has participated in the No Place for Hate Committee and advised the fashion and book clubs, and currently serves on the Committee for Community and Belonging. Her work on the district's AI committee reflects her commitment to equity and innovation, and she has played a key role in developing our advisory program handbook. Meanwhile, Mr. Wong dedicates countless hours coaching Science Bowl, Science Olympiad, and the math team, guiding students to impressive achievements at the state and national levels, including a recent Science Bowl competition in Washington, D.C. His passion for fostering teamwork and critical thinking inspires all who learn from him. Both teachers go the extra mile for our students and incorporate restorative practices in their approach with all students. Ms. Sabino and Mr. Wong embody the highest standards of middle-level education, combining compassion, creativity, and leadership to support the growth and success of every student. It is with great pride and enthusiasm that I wholeheartedly support their candidacy for tenure in the Great Neck Public Schools. Thank you.
And last but never least, from South High School, Mr. Adam T. Hopkins.
South High School tenure recipients, why don't you come on up here? Good evening, President Tak, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Bossert, Central Office Administration, colleagues, friends, and families. I'm proud to stand before you here tonight to present these 7 devoted professionals for tenure in Great Neck Public Schools, and I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. The 7 professionals standing before us have all made a positive impact on South High, both inside and outside of the classroom, building strong relationships with students and staff, and each have consistently gone above and beyond to meet the needs of everyone in their classes and all of their families. It gives me tremendous pride to present these outstanding professionals for tenure here tonight. Ms. Samantha Bindrum has been a valued part of the Great Neck Public School community for several years. After proving her excellence in various roles across the district, we are so delighted that she's found her permanent home at South High. She has flourished teaching everything from Regents Algebra to Honors Algebra 2, and we look forward to see her continued growth and her contributions to our South High family. Ms. Loriana Demercian quickly immersed herself in our school and community, becoming a vital part of our award-winning science research team. Her dedication to our English language learners as their biology teacher and her collaborative spirit within and beyond the science department truly stand out. Ms. Demercian's passion for science and continuous learning makes her an incredible asset to our school. Mr. Scott Feldman came to us after spending years gaining experience in the business world. Mr. Feldman has seamlessly integrated into the classroom and our school culture. He has proven to be a dedicated coach and advisor, and he can consistently be seen supporting our students at all types of student events. His commitment to teaching and leadership development makes him a truly welcome addition to our unbelievably successful business technology department. Ms. Megan Hyman came to us after receiving tenure in a school in Massachusetts. From day one at South High, she has consistently demonstrated all of the qualities of a seasoned veteran educator. Her tireless work ethic, both inside the classroom and through extracurricular involvement, has quickly made her a model educator. She builds strong relationships with everyone, colleagues, students, and the community, enhancing the entire atmosphere here at Great Neck South High School. Ms. Kathleen Learn, whose first teaching job and interview was for South High School, and she got the job. She's only continued to impress since that first round interview 4 years ago. Despite often being mistaken for one of our students in the hallway, in the classroom, there's no doubt that she's the leader and an outstanding educator. Her commitment shines through in all that she does. We're excited to watch her considerable skills continue to grow and flourish for many years to come. Miss Emma Van Dyne has felt like a staple of South High's English department for many years. Since 2018, in a variety of roles, Miss Van Dyne has demonstrated her dedication to teaching with outstanding results in all of her courses. Her role as a club advisor and her constant presence at school events make her an invaluable, collaborative member of our English department. And finally, Mr. Jesse DeLevo, as versatile as they come. Over the years, Mr. DeLevo's impact has extended across South High, South Middle, and the SEAL program. His adaptability and expertise have been instrumental in the success of several PE programs across the district. His dedication to teaching the value of fitness and a healthy lifestyle have had a positive impact on students wherever he goes. I'd like to once again thank Dr. Bossert, Central Office Administration, and the Board of Education for supporting these outstanding educators. And to all of our tenure recipients, congratulations on this incredible achievement. Your dedication, passion, and belief in our students make Great Neck South High School and the Great Neck Public Schools an amazing place to call home. We're happy to have you as part of our Great Neck family, and thank you for the profound part that you play in our continued success now and for years to come.
Well, as the Board of Education is aware, now that they've already accepted the recommendation that has come forward, and we've heard some wonderful remarks about these now tenured members of our staff. The last phase of their journey in their probationary period was to sit with Superintendent of Schools, and we had a wonderful conversation. The board is aware of this part of the process, and the exchanges that we had during that time when I was able to meet with these individuals, I saw some commonalities. The questions I posed to them were about their greatest accomplishments since joining the district in Great Neck. And many of them could have talked about the accolades of winning competitions or securing grant funding or test scores that they could boast as amongst the tops in the state and the nation. But I didn't hear any of that. From each of the candidates that were brought forward tonight, I heard about the small moment connections they had made with their students, that joy that they experienced when they saw the light go on and students, began to appreciate and understand the lessons being taught. They talked about making connections with their students outside of the classroom, extending their classroom beyond the four walls and beyond the 40 minutes they have them each day, and the passion and desire to make the connections on the athletic fields, on the stage, in the labs, to really join the students in helping them to achieve their own goals and their own great potential. And that's what we saw from these individuals. So as each of our building leaders has said tonight, and by the way, it's wonderful to see each member of our building leadership team from all of our schools tonight. It's wonderful to see so many families, friends, and colleagues here to support these candidates, and they deserve the recognition. This is a wonderful milestone. When I met with the Board of Education to recommend these candidates for tenure, I impressed upon the board that this is one of the most substantial decisions and impactful decisions we ask board trustees to make, is the granting of tenure to teachers recommended by the administration, because these are our fingerprints. These are the individuals that will set the tone for the future of this district, and this is the legacy that each of you will help us to create. The bar is set very high in Great Neck, but the confidence level we have in all of you is equally as high. And for parting words for tonight, I want to share with you a quote from Mark Twain. "Find a job you enjoy doing, and you will never have to work a day in your life." And the spark I saw from each of you when we met to discuss this opportunity, I encourage you to keep that passion, keep that desire, and keep that enthusiasm that you've had for your first 4 years for the next decades to come. Congratulations to all of you.
I'm not sure how to follow that, other than to say congratulations to all the tenure recipients. I think the commonality from all the words spoken are recognition for a job well done, and also recognition that you are not yet finished, and that your job for performance and leadership, both in your classrooms, in this community, and across its many facets, is still in front of you. And so we on the Board of Education congratulate you on your accomplishments to this date, and we are very excited by the prospect of watching you continue to excel and become that next generation of leaders across this school district, so that our students can continue to attain the achievements that they desire. So thank you very much. Enjoy this evening, enjoy this moment, and then get back to work.
Before we break and before we enjoy cake and a photo opportunity, you are all going to help me do a service to our student delegate. Our student delegates work so hard to prepare remarks and presentations of all the wonderful things happening around the districts, and very often when they present, it's to an empty room. But we have a full house for them tonight. If you would like to stay, please, for the student delegate report, and then we will recess for some refreshments. So, representing the Village School and reporting out of all of our secondary initiatives, Tova Shifran.
Okay. Hi. Good evening, members of the board, administrators, teachers, parents, students, and friends. My name is Tova Shafran, and I am the Village School Board Delegate. Here's what's going on across the district. Village School. For the first prime in 30 years, Village School is having an official prom on June 5th. As a result of several of our parents teaching at the Merchant Marine Academy, the Academy has generously donated one of its catering halls to the Village School. This has made the cost affordable and the student body super excited for what's to come. I should also mention how helpful, supportive, and enthusiastic the Village School PTA has been in making this endeavor possible. Additionally, we just hosted Village Fest on June 3rd at the Village School. This is a festival that aims to show upper administration, the Board of Ed, and parents all the wonderful things that students have been working on and learning in a variety of classes. Here, visitors were treated to student films, images, artwork, and pieces of writing displayed and presented by our creative student body. The staff had been collaborating with various groups of students, which made the first Village Fest a smash success. North Middle School. On May 20th, North Middle School student Taji Wilson was honored by the Anti-Defamation League and No Place for Hate as the Middle School Cynthia Marks School Legacy Award winner. Taji Wilson has consistently demonstrated the courage to stand against hate and bias, embodying the principles of empathy and respect that are essential in creating a harmonious society. Taji's dedication serves as an inspiration to us all, reminding us that positive change begins with individual actions. Taji's vision for a better community and world is not just a dream, but a reality. He is actively building within our school walls. Congratulations to Taji Wilson. Ms. Panzarino's 8th grade FACS students have spent the past several weeks working diligently on their Shark Tank project, combining the topics of entrepreneurship, business planning, and culinary planning to create their very own food truck concepts. Throughout the process, student groups developed the elements of their business plans into a portfolio which included designing a company logo, creating a social media post to market their businesses, and developing a digital menu to showcase their truck's offerings. In addition, they wrote and delivered compelling elevator pitches to describe what makes their food truck concepts unique and enticing to the Sharks. The project culminated with a tasting of their signature dish that encompassed their company's vision. The Sharks, aka North Middle staff members, had the difficult task of evaluating and deciding which businesses they would invest in. Our E&L students enjoyed their annual trip to New York City. This year's adventure included breathtaking views from the One World Observatory, a meaningful visit to the Twin Tower Memorial footprint fountains, and a scenic alfresco lunch overlooking the Hudson River and the Statue of Liberty. A day filled with learning, reflection, and unforgettable memories. Students in Miss Yarrow's social studies classes wrapped up their ancient Egyptian unit with a special yoga flow inspired by ancient Egyptian culture. From pyramids to mummies to mighty warriors, these creative poses help strengthen their mind and body connection while bringing history to life. North Middle held our annual spring art exhibit and technology showcase on Wednesday, May 14th. It featured a variety of work by our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. We are so proud of their talent and hard work. South Middle. In music, we were delighted to have 446 students perform at our spring concerts. More than half our student population participated in our bands, orchestras, and choirs. 5 South Middle School students auditioned for the Young Ensembles program of the Chamber Music Society of Lincoln Center and won the opportunity to perform in its concert. 2 South Middle School ensembles were chosen and played brilliantly on May 22nd. In English, South Middle School had 3 first-class winners in the prestigious National Council for Teachers of English Promising Young Writers Award. First class is the highest level a student can achieve in this contest. This year, schools nominated 226 students to participate in the Promising Young Writers program. Students were nominated from 34 states, as well as Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. Internationally, teachers nominated students in India, Russia, and Taiwan. This award is a testament to the outstanding literacy instruction taking place in our K-8 buildings. We are so proud of our students and the teachers who supported their growth over the years. In world language, our E&L families attended our spring E&L night. Students shared their writing about how they have grown this year. They wrote their responses on flower pots designed flowers that represent their artistic sides, and parents watched a recorded video of our E&L students holding their flower pots and reading what they had written. It was a special night for all to culminate a year of learning. Students in the 8th grade chef's class recently participated in an engaging tablescaping competition. Once themes were decided, students conducted research to explore the historical and cultural background of their chosen concepts. They then brought their visions to life by designing decorations and preparing food that reflected their themes. This event served as a meaningful and authentic assessment of their learning, blending creativity, collaboration, and real-world application. Once again, South Middle School takes top awards at Science Congress. This is a major science fair on Long Island. 20 of our students earned top awards, finishing in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. South High School. Erin Wong represented South High's science research program at the Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair, the most prestigious science fair competition in the world. Erin earned 2nd place for her research in the category of computational biology and bioinformatics. The World Languages Department at South High is delighted to report outstanding student performance in the 2025 National Language Exams. Our students secured gold, silver, bronze, and honorable mention distinctions in French, Latin, and Spanish. The Great Neck Girls Golf Team won their 6th straight Nassau County Team Championship on May 19th. They followed up this championship with a 5th straight Long Island Championship on Tuesday, May 27th. The South High Automotive Club proudly sponsored their 15th annual car show on May 30th. The fun-filled event offered a lively atmosphere, complete with diverse cars, food, music, and lawn games. South High's Art and Performing Arts departments wrapped up a vibrant May, proudly showcasing our students' talents through an enjoyable art show, 2 spring concerts, and improv night. North High. On Friday, May 23rd, Great Neck North High School's ADAR Troops Club hosted its 4th annual Memorial Day event, a moving ceremony dedicated to recognizing distinguished service members from Great Neck. This year, the school was proud to honor Staff Sergeant Carlos E. Gallo, Jr., a proud graduate of North High's class of 2012 and a highly decorated member of the U.S. Marine Corps. Staff Sergeant Gallo, who currently serves as an instructor for the Marine Aviation Weapons and Tactics Squadron 1 in Arizona, returned to Great Neck to attend this special ceremony. The school auditorium was filled with North High students, staff joined by Sergeant Gallo's family and friends, district administrators, elected officials, representatives from the Merchant Marine Academy, and dedicated volunteers from the Alert and Vigilant fire departments. Notably, Staff Sergeant Gallo's father, Alert Fire Chief Carlos E. Gallo, Sr., was also in attendance. As a symbol of profound gratitude for their service to both our country and our community, members of the ADAR Troops Club presented both Staff Sergeant Gallo and his father with American flags that had been flown over the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Great Neck North High School's inaugural Community Day 2025 Senior Swerve was reported as a resounding success. This event, many years in the making, saw senior students dedicating their time to various local community sites, fulfilling a long-held vision for service within the school. The initiative, a brainchild of Dr. Holtzman and the Shared Decision-Making Committee, allowed seniors to select from over 15 local organizations and institutions in need of volunteers. Participating sites included local elementary schools, the fire department, various parks, the public library, the Ronald McDonald House, and St. Aloysius Food Pantry, among many others. Despite inclement weather, students enthusiastically traveled to their chosen destinations, either on foot or by bus. Each participant received snacks courtesy of the PTO and a commemorative t-shirt designed by a student committee member. The day was rich with memorable experience for the seniors. During a post-event debriefing at the school, several students expressed intentions to continue their volunteer efforts, particularly those who were assigned to the Atria Cutter Mill, a local senior center assisted living community. Interactions at the Atria Cutter Mill were particularly impactful, with seniors and senior citizens sharing stories, playing cards, and even being treated to an open aria performance by one of the residents. Plans are already underway to enhance and expand this worthwhile experience for future years. Thank you again for this wonderful opportunity, and congratulations to all the tenure recipients. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tova, for that update. Very much appreciated. There's a lot going on, and it's good that everyone gets to hear all the good things that are going on in the school district, so thank you again. And with that, I think we'll take our 10-minute recess. First photos, then eating. Thank you.
The highlight of the evening, the superintendent's report has not yet been delivered. Delete that. Do you want me to call upon the light?
Sure.
Michael, our generous host, would you just hit those doors for me, please? Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for all for staying for the business portion of our meeting tonight. We do have a wonderful presentation to update the board on some very important work that's been taking place throughout the district. The word was used earlier tonight, so I'll repeat it. The portrait of a graduate work and our partnership with Malloy University was the brainchild of Dr. Holtzman, our now Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Education. So to introduce the team and to talk about the work that's taking place throughout the year, Dr. Holtzman.
Thank you, Dr. Bossert. While I can't take full credit for Portrait of a Graduate, I had about a year or so ago brought the idea to the district based upon the work that the New York State Education Department had been doing along with the Blue Ribbon Commission in coming up with revised and reimagined graduation standards and protocols for our New York school districts. And so what I had learned from colleagues in Nassau County was that they had partnered with Malloy College on this work, and they had spoken very highly of the partnership and the final project, and of course all the steps that go with it along the way. So as you know, starting in the beginning of the year, we had Malloy College come and present at several board meetings throughout the school year. We had put out several thought exchanges to elicit feedback from the community, particularly as it related to what they believe to be the important attributes, skill sets, characteristics that a graduate from the Great Neck Public Schools should have. And so the team built the work and the product around the feedback that the community, both including students and staff, were able to provide. So tonight, we are at the end of the road as it relates to the final report and the work that's been done and sort of giving us now the direction in which to move forward. So Liz Manrachia and her team are here to present their final report, their findings, and this will lead to further discussion with district and building level teams to look at what we do as far as our curriculum, our instruction, our scholastic opportunities to ensure that on a K-12 level, they are aligned to these bigger ticket, bigger vision items. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up the Malloy College team.
Thank you very much for that. And I would like to say, as we were sitting there, Liz whispered in my ear and she said, "It's just the beginning." So of the work, not the end. So good evening, Dr. Bossert, members of the board, administrators, educators, students, if you're still here, and the entire Great Neck community. My name is Gina Florio, and I have the privilege of serving as the Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences at Malloy, and I'm a member of this amazing Portrait of a Graduate project team. Thank you on behalf of my colleagues, Liz Manrachia, who is the Events and Communication Coordinator in the School of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Vicky Jurakakis, who's here tonight, Professor of Education and Director of Graduate Programs, Dr. Fran Wisniewski, also here with us tonight, Associate Professor of Education and Director of Undergraduate Programs, Dean Melissa McCardle. All of those folks are from the School of Education and Human Services, and Valeria DiCastro, a Malloy University student, class of 2027, and our graphic designer. So we are grateful for our partnership with your school and your community, and we hope that you find your portrait to be an authentic and aspirational representation of your community, and that it serves you well now and into your future. Thanks.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm excited to share with you the results of your Portrait of a Graduate research results. I'm going to tonight just stick to the top line results. There is a full report with all the analytical charts in detail and community feedback, and that'll be on the district website, I'm told, in the coming days. So tonight, I'll just share the top line. So we've spent a year listening, this entire academic year, listening to Great Neck community and listening to what you had to say. What we did is a mixed method approach with a two-step approach to research. Step one was a qualitative thought exchange where we asked the community to tell us what they thought the most important skills, mindsets, and traits were that they thought students would need for future success. I'm happy to say we had almost 800 participants in step one, and they were able to sort of share what they thought those skills should be. They were able to comment and provide context on those skills, and then they were able to actually rate other people's input into the system. So that was step one. Phase two, or step two, what we did is we took the learning from the first study, and we said, let's now put that to the test. And let's do a quantitative study using thought exchange as well that kind of makes sure that we rank and prioritize what the community values as it pertains to skills, mindsets, and traits. So again, on that survey, I'm happy to say we had almost 1,100 participants rating and ranking the feedback. So one of the earlier goals of this process when we started the initial dialogue with Dr. Bossert and the team was we want to find the common goal that unites the Great Neck community, that cuts across all the different constituents, whether they be the board, parents, students, staff, community members. And I'm happy to say that there's a lot of common ground that unites Great Neck. But there were 4 things in particular that really stood out in the research in terms of those commonalities, and those would be communication skills, positivity, integrity, and adaptability. And again, you will hear those skills reflected back as I walk you through the rest of the research, but those 4 things were the common ground for just about everybody who participated in the survey. Now, early on in the qualitative study, we heard that the Great Neck students from today, and this is from the community, they're described as academically driven and access to a lot of resources and opportunities for success. But the Portrait of the Graduate work asked everybody in the community to think forward and think about 2037 and beyond. Think about what do you think these students are going to need for success in life, no matter what path they choose. So the first thing we did is we asked the community to tell us, what do you think the most important skills are? What are the top skills that you think these students really need to be successful, no matter what they do in life? And we heard a diverse set of skills is really important. And some of the key skills, critical thinking, leadership, communication, collaboration, and different types of literacy, adaptability, time management, organization, and a strong foundation in all, the content knowledge, obviously, and financial and digital proficiency were really important. And one thing that I'll share with you, it's in the full report, but when we looked at all the individual groups, students said time management was much more important to them than the other groups. And parents and staff said that social skills were more important and ranked higher than some of the other groups. So the next question we asked is, what type of mindsets do you think students need to possess in order to be successful in the future? And again, there was a lot of mindsets, but the key mindsets were growth, positivity, goal-oriented, and resilience. Those were the things that Great Neck community felt you really need, and it cuts across all aspects of the student's life. And in terms of mindsets, when we looked at the individuals, students said open-minded, higher than everybody else. Staff said empathy and compassion, and parents said resilience, a little bit higher than the rest of the group. So the third thing that we asked the community to do was let us know what personality characteristics or traits you thought you want your students to have, again, to be successful going forward. And again, a lot of them, but the key ones were confidence, integrity, honesty, kindness, responsibility, adaptability, and a good communicator. And again, when looking at the individual groups, students said respect higher than everybody else, and staff and parents said empathy and kindness higher than the other groups. So the last thing that we asked the community to do is actually really think about 2037 and beyond and what students need. And obviously the significance of 2037 is that's the year that the current kindergartners will be graduating. So we really asked them to stretch their thinking and say, what do you need in the future? And they really think that the students need a blend of academic skills, proficiency in technical skills, adaptability, especially understanding of technology around the AI area. That was very prominent in the survey research, that everybody was very concerned about AI and being able to be a good steward of AI in the future. Resilience, empathy, respect, diversity. Those were the key things that we heard that are really important to the students in the future. Then obviously to arrive at the recommendations for the actual Portrait of a Graduate visual that I'm going to share with you in a couple of minutes, what we did is we really took a look at both data sets. We looked at what we heard from the community and the qualitative work. We read the comments. There were hundreds of comments and context of how the community views and values the different skills, mindsets, and traits. Then we looked at the actual rankings, and we looked at it overall. Then we looked at each different constituent group to see how the responses differed. And the results were considered that way, and then that collective analysis is how we approached making the recommendation for the top 7 attributes that we think make sense for the Great Neck Portrait of a Graduate. So what I'm going to do is right here, this slide that I don't know if you can all see, these are the 7 recommendations. I'm not going to go through this entire slide here, but just so you know, those are the longer narratives that we heard from the community. Those provide the context of how Great Neck views these attributes and how they think that they fit with success in the future for your students. What I'd like to do now, though, actually is, I'll walk you through these skills on the visual. And as Dean Florio earlier said, our very talented Malloy student, Valeria DeCastro, designed the portrait that's up there right now. And one of the communication icons that she created were these check marks. And the thought about these check marks is that these skills, whether they're the skills on the left side or the more humanistic skills on the right side of this portrait, they're checkpoints for competency. So you want your student to be able to kind of hit all those checkpoints as they go forward. So what we heard was critical thinker and problem solver. Something important no matter what they do in life. It's important for academic, personal, professional success to be able to do those 2 things and really provide that real-world application of solving problems. Second, effective communicator and collaborator. Super important for students to be able to, whether it be spoken, verbal, written, to be able to communicate and collaborate and engage with others in a meaningful way. And that's what we heard. Third, an adaptable, lifelong learner. And this, the community felt, would actually future-proof the students of Great Neck and help them thrive in what looks like it's going to be an ever-changing world. And we heard a lot of that, again, also surrounding AI. They want them to be able to continue to learn throughout their time. And then digitally and financially literate were 2 important literacies that they felt were critical and essential for success in the real world. And on the humanistic side, emotionally intelligent and empathetic. It encourages that, mutual respect and compassion that you need in the business world and just in life. They want your students to be confident and resilient and kind of foster, that perseverance and that positivity, if you will, to be able to overcome setbacks in life. And lastly, They want them to be ethically aware and responsible leaders. And again, here, a lot of conversation about AI and technology. They want students to learn the balance between the technology and human connection. And they felt that that was, everybody felt that that was very, very important. So that is your visual. And then the next step, which is why I said to Dean Florio, it's not really the end, it's kind of the beginning, because now you have all this research and all this learning from your community. You've heard how they've ranked and prioritized what they want for their students for the future. And now the next step is really to strategically align that with the Great Neck Public Schools and figure out the best way to infuse that into educational programs and curriculum, and how to meet those checkpoints, if you will, on your portrait of a graduate. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of this journey. And does anybody have any questions?
I would just like to thank you. It's hard to believe it's been almost a year since we began this project, right in this very auditorium. I actually personally participated, so I feel it was quite a privilege to participate. So thank you very much for conducting this study, and I'm sure we will be reflecting upon it. Actually, we already have been reflecting upon it, but I'm sure we will continue to reflect upon it as we go forward as a district. So thank you very much.
Terrific, but we look forward to it. Take care. Thank you.
Yes, Liz and the team, thank you so much for your work and your contributions on behalf of the district and this school community. We do have a product that will help to shape and guide the work that we do as a leadership team on the move forward. But you're right, this is the beginning of the journey because we now have the map in which to conduct our business, and it will help to shape our board goals. It'll help us to shape and focus our professional development for teachers, and certainly some important aspects of our curriculum decisions. So thank you so much for joining us on this journey and lending your expertise in this area. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Superintendent's report. Okay, Superintendent's report. I have the privilege of, thank you so much, yes. I have the privilege of yielding some of my time tonight. I would like to call upon the outgoing UPTC president, Mr. Andy Lawther.
Thank you, Dr. Bossert. I just quickly want to announce that we've elected a new slate to the UPTC tonight. The new presidents are going to be Doug Brenner and Marissa Kermanian, and I think they're both in the room right now. And I'm very excited about their leadership for the next 2 years. So I just want to say a few words really quick. I appreciate the yielding of the time. I got to thank this board and Dr. Kenneth Bossert for the change that we've seen over the last couple of years. The transparency has been stellar. It's been incredible. The exchange of ideas and information between the administration, the school board, and the parent body via the budget committee and legislative committee that meets with you has been incredible. A number of great ideas have come from this exchange, and it only improves us. It only makes us better, able to serve our community of over 7,000 students. So again, I want to thank all of you for that. Stephen Chen, Joanne Chan, Grant Talk, Dr. Bossert, Donna Perez, and Mr. O'Keefe. You are incredible in terms of explaining all the intricacies of these budgets, and they can get a little heavy and heady, but thank you so much, all of you, for all your hard work, and it was a pleasure working with you over the last 2 years. A few things I just want to mention really quick is that there's a lot of opinions in this town, as we know. There's a lot of feelings, there's a lot of emotions that get involved because we're trying to do what we feel is best for our children. That's what it comes down to, what is best for our kids. This community has seen a lot of ups and downs. COVID was a nightmare, but we persevered, we overcame it. During COVID, there was a lot of craziness and insanity directed towards, the Asian community and our Asian community in general. Ridiculous nonsense where, there was harassment and issues of, assault, not in our community, thank God, but around the country. And, I felt at least that we came together to fight against that, to stand against that, as we should, because it's important. Now I feel our community is facing a similar situation with regard to our Jewish friends and neighbors. As we all know, anti-Semitism has been on the rise significantly over the last couple of years for various reasons. And in the last 6 weeks alone, we've seen three major attacks. We've seen a burning down of firebombing of Governor Josh Shapiro's house. We've seen the murder of 2 employees of the Israeli embassy in DC. And a few days ago, we saw a Molotov cocktail attack in Boulder, Colorado. Our community, our Jewish community, is angry and scared. They need support, we need support. We all need to come together to face this adversity together. And I would ask that where we were supportive of our Asian American community, we show that same support for our Jewish community. And I think we are doing that. But, we're in the midst of it right now, and it's confusing and scary. So even, the more we can show that support in an outward fashion, I think the better it would be. And finally, what I'd like to leave us with is, we need to, as a community, because there's been a lot of back and forth on a number of issues, especially in the education realm, we need to work together to implement what we agree to, compromise on things that we don't, and respect each other's points of view when we can't agree or compromise, and settle our differences at the ballot box. Again, it's been an honor to serve this community as UPTC president for the last 2 years, and I will be continuing on for another year as member at large, and hopefully we can have the same success for the next 2 years that we've had so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andy, and thank you for the kind words. And thank you for your partnership over these last 2 years. And I would be remiss if I also didn't thank Mr. Klickman for all of his contributions during his time assisting you as co-president of the UPTC. You have been very welcoming. You've been valuable partners. You've opened some wonderful doors for our students to experience, and we appreciate all your efforts and volunteerism. Thank you, sir. When our partners from Malloy University mentioned how we collected the data that helped to inform our portrait of a graduate work, we talked about and focused on our use of the Thought Exchange platform. I would like to alert the board and the community that we'll be launching our next Thought Exchange in the coming days. This one is not focused on work happening at the state level, within the district, but at the state level. Our residents and our board are certainly familiar with the forthcoming ban on cellular phones and internet receiving devices that is coming in the school, courtesy of a law passed during the budget cycle by Governor Hochul. This is something that our district is a bit ahead of the curve of, because we have vastly limited student access to their cell phones throughout the instructional day. But the new bell-to-bell ban on cell phones will cause us to review our policy, which is on the agenda tonight, and review our regulations that will guide this ban in our schools in practice. So we want to hear from our stakeholder groups. So within the next few days, we'll be launching a thought exchange that students, parents, faculty and staff members, members of the administration, and certainly members of the board will have a chance to express their feelings and viewpoints, concerns, questions, and otherwise opinions about the forthcoming ban. We want to hear from you. And it will help us to make sure that the policy that we have in place for September is meeting the needs of all while complying with this ban from the state. So I'm very hopeful that all stakeholder groups, students, parents, and staff alike, take the opportunity to respond to the Thought Exchange to let us hear from you to help us shape our work in this area as we prepare for the 25-26 school year. Lastly, bless you, I am in receipt of some rewards that were brought forward by the New York State School Boards Association. Now, the School Board Association creates opportunities for ongoing professional development for both newer members of the board, those serving newly as officers, and those who seek to expand their professional development opportunities. Everyone's time is very restricted, and the fact that we had 3 members of the board who went above the necessary criteria to receive letters of commendation, I think is an exemplary reflection of the devotion that all of our trustees have for their service to the board. But tonight we have some of those who exceeded the point qualification, and I would like to recognize for doing so Ms. Joanne Chen, Mr. Stephen Chen, and Mrs. Donna Perez for excelling above and beyond the requirements of NSBA training. Congratulations. This is in recognition of the time that has exceeded the expectation of our partners at NSBA that these 3 trustees have managed to find in their daily life, which is a struggle for all of us. So I commend you on your ability to do so, and I hope you have places of honors for these certificates in your homes. Absolutely. And as we have been extremely long-winded in other areas this evening, that will conclude the superintendent's report for this evening. Thank you, Mr. Tak.
Congratulations to my colleagues.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know it was well earned, so congratulations. And with that, we will move to agenda item 9, which are donations. May I have a motion to accept agenda items 9A and 9B?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And, well, I guess I'll say thank you very much for all those who made their generous donations, as always. With agenda item 10, policies, I will turn this portion over to Ms. Perez.
Thank you, Mr. Tak. Good evening, everyone. Just want to thank the other members of the policy committee, Mrs. Chan, Dr. Bossert, and Mrs. Malossi, who always keeps us on track. Thank you very much. Tonight, we have 2 policies that are on the agenda for a first read and possible adoption, which means they have minimal changes. This is agenda item 10A, policy 4020, the equivalence in instruction, staff, and materials. The policy committee has reviewed this policy and made minor changes to clarify sentences and remove statements that are not pertinent to the policy. In addition, policy 4240, which is student course load, this policy was reviewed by the committee and clarification was provided for students in grade 12 in good academic standing to be able to request course load modifications. May I have a motion to accept agenda item 10A, policies 4010 and 4240 for a first read and possible adoption?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? There being none, all those in favor? Aye. The motion passes 4-0. Agenda item 10B for a first read, policy 5695. This is what Dr. Bossert was referring to before. Personal electronic communication devices. This policy was reviewed and redlined for accuracy to adhere to the new guidelines established by New York State, which will go into effect on July 1st, 2025. We receive policies, just a comment here, we receive policies for possible adoption from state law, national law, or something that has come up among us in our community that we feel is important for our students and staff. This policy has obviously come from state law. May I have a motion to, wrong one. Policy 2245, ex officio student member of the board. This also is coming from state. This is a new policy established by New York State in order to comply with July 1st requirement for school districts to provide a student perspective, allowing them to contribute to board discussions and to amplify student voices. May I have a motion to accept agenda item 10B?
So moved.
policies 5695 and 2245 for first read.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Just a personal comment that, as you noticed, many of you were here to hear our student reporter. We are way ahead of the game on this particular policy, but we will align our practices to what the state requirements are. Any questions, comments? In that case, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. The motion passes 4-0. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Perez. And with that, we'll move to agenda item 11, which is the consent agenda. May I have agenda item 11A? May I have a motion to accept 11A, which is the approval of the consent agenda items 11B through 14D?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
The motion passes 4-0. And with that, we will move to agenda item 15, which is open time. At this time, if you have filled out a yellow card with all the pertinent information and handed it to our district clerk, Ms. Suzanne Milazzo, on the table over there, we will ask that you come to the podium when your name is called. Please note you'll have 3 minutes to speak, and comments regarding individual personnel or students will not be entertained. So with that, I will start with Mohammed Azim.
Good evening, and thank you, Mr. Bassett, and the board. Thank you, everyone who joined here, and thanks for the opportunity to talk. Again, thanks for the opportunity to speak today. I stand before you to advocate for something simple, yet profoundly impactful, the inclusion of diversity holidays like Eid and Diwali in our school calendar. Our schools are more than academic institutions. They are communities where every child should feel seen, valued, and included. Recognizing holidays such as Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, and Diwali is not just about days off. It's about respect, fairness, and identity. Imagine being a child who must choose between celebrating a holiday with family or taking a test. That's the reality for many students. When we fail to acknowledge this holiday, we send a subtle but powerful message. Your culture, your faith doesn't matter. But when we do recognize them, students feel uplifted. They feel pride, belongings, and motivated. It tells them, you matter here. This builds empathy among all the students and fosters a richer, more compassionate learning environment. We are now just honoring traditions. We are not just honoring traditions. We are preparing students for a more diverse world where understanding and respect are essential. So I urge you, let's continue to reflect our communities in our calendar. Let's affirm every student's right to bring their whole self to the school. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Azim. Next will be Sujay Sood.
Good evening, Dr. Bassett, members of the board. I'm here because I saw the video for the last meeting where the issue of religious holidays was broached. And I'd like to build on what the previous parent said. I'm speaking from the religion Hinduism, and I know we live in a majority Jewish community, which I've come to know really well, especially through the holidays. And I'd like to bring attention that it's an occasion of joy and knowledge to find so much overlap between Jewish traditions and Hindu traditions. I can name a few. Chanukah, which is the Festival of Lights. We have the Shera, which takes place over 10 days. Chanukah takes place over 8 days. There's Yom Kippur that I've become familiar with. We have which is a day of fasting and prayer. We have Mahashivratri, which is the embodiment of penance and austerity. There's Shavuot, which is ongoing, which is celebrates the end of the harvest. We have Baisakhi. There's Passover, which is another 8-day holiday tradition. We have Janmashtami. There is, the list can go on. But I would like that in as much as I'm getting familiarized with the Jewish tradition, that there should also be an equal invitation to be familiarized with mine and maybe other traditions. And I'm very thankful that we get Diwali, which I have not mentioned yet. But, the Hindu tradition is the oldest tradition on the planet, and as is the Jewish tradition. So I'm just making a plea here that for the sake of community, that in as much as we respect and celebrate the Jewish traditions, that we should be given space to celebrate and recognize other traditions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sood. Let's see if I can read this correctly. I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, so I apologize in advance. Monita Zanan?
That was pretty good. Some people have pronounced it worse. So thank you. Good evening to the esteemed members of the board and Superintendent Bossert and all in attendance tonight. My name is Momita Zaman, and I'm a parent from Lakeville. I'm here today, similar to my two preceding speakers, because of the recent comments challenging the inclusion of Diwali, Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha holidays, and asking that they should be removed from our school calendar. First and foremost, I want to thank all of you, our district leaders and our school leaders who may or may not be here today, as well as our students and families who have helped actually ensure that these holidays were added to the calendar this school year. We know that the decision to add them did not happen overnight, and that our families have been a part of this community for a very long time. Adding these holidays is a testament to the progress in our district. It creates more safe and welcoming school environments. As a family, I know that my child was super elated when they learned that we no longer had to make a difficult decision from choosing between a day of learning or our major holidays. He loves Lakeville and he doesn't like missing any school days, right? And so this is important to him and to us. We feel seen and affirmed because our communities are being acknowledged in the policies and practices of the district. And this shift ensures that our schools are actually aligned with many neighboring school districts who have successfully added both Eids, Diwali, as well as Lunar New Year to their school calendars and have modeled that it can be done with ease. I'm here today also because I do not believe that in order for some communities to thrive in our district, that others must be treated less than or cast aside. This is not the lesson our children need to learn. With the inclusion of Diwali, Eid al-Fitr, and Eid al-Adha, as well as Lunar New Year in more recent years, not only do those of us who celebrate these traditions benefit, but so do all in our district. Our students engage in deepening their understanding of their peers and different traditions. They learn to see difference as an asset and something to be celebrated. They develop an open mindset, which I saw mentioned in our portrait of a graduate, all the different skill sets they learn when they understand each other and their neighbors and their community. So this develops an open mindset that will only help them to thrive in their educational journeys as they inherit a more global and interconnected world, a more global and interconnected workforce, and the higher education spaces that they will occupy beyond our K-12. So I commend our district for including these holidays and ask that they continue to be a part of our school calendar moving forward. We should stand firm in ensuring all of us, not just some of us, feel a strong sense of belonging and purpose here at Great Neck Public Schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Zaman. Next, I'll call, again, I'm going to mispronounce this, so I apologize in advance, Aika Jain.
Sorry, that was Alka Jane. as in seltzer.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Hello, Dr. Bossert and members of the board. My name is Alka Jane, and I'm a parent of children at Lakeville and South High School, and has been a member of the school district for the last 10 years, at least. When we first arrived, there wasn't Lunar New Year even on the calendar. So we have, as a school district, made substantial progress, and I would like to recognize that. I would also like to congratulate all the Tenure recipients tonight. I hope they continue to do the wonderful work that they've been recognized for tonight. But I would also like to make a few remarks regarding this recent proposal to potentially remove Diwali and Eid from the school holiday calendar, or to be snuck in under the guise of Superintendent's Day. This decision, if made, will reverse the recent progress in recognizing the diversity of this community. Not adding the actual words Diwali or Eid sends a harmful message to the South Asian student community. It tells us that our cultures are less valued. It tells us, I have also heard stories that the calendars have already gone to the printers and it's too late this year. All I will say is, if that was happening to Christmas on Christmas Day, and that was accidentally left out and called Superintendent's Day, the whole board would work night and day to correct that error. So if you're going to do something like that and not do it to Christmas Day, then you should not be doing it to Diwali or Eid either. Diwali is our Christmas, and therefore I ask you to carefully consider what message you would be sending to this community at this juncture. After all, equity means inclusion, not substitution. And recognizing one group should not come at the cost of another. Our schools should reflect the multicultural reality of our district. I would like to emphasize that this is not just about religion, it's about respect and representation and fairness. We are not asking for special treatment. We are asking for the same dignity already extended to other faiths. We should be honoring all cultures, not pitting them one against another. Taking away Diwali and Eid will hurt students who finally felt seen and included to a certain degree, even though last year it was Superintendent's Day for Diwali. Thank you for giving us your time tonight to hear our voices and our students' feelings, which are representative of our community at large. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Alka Jane. Next, I'll call, again, I apologize in advance here, Amar Vihala.
Good evening, members of board, Dr. Bozard, and everyone present here. I'm here again to speak on behalf of something what my friends have been speaking about, including Diwali and Eid in the holidays. I believe the reason these holidays were included even at the New York State Board was wise people coming acknowledging that these holidays are important because there is a representation of the community in the school, at state, in the city, and in the Long Island area. And I think that was carried forward by the previous board members to acknowledge it and add a holiday for in our Great Neck School calendar. I think the path towards future is always to be progressive, and a decision like that was very progressive, and it should continue to be that, where we include each and everyone, even if we have minorities here. I think it was a large heart of the community here to welcome us and include those holidays. We really enjoyed it last year when it was given a Superintendent Day holiday. Our kids enjoyed, they were home. We all celebrated Diwali together, and I'm saying is with Eid, I believe. The kids having to stay with parents and enjoy the festival throughout and not worry about tests or anything going to school is a beautiful, beautiful, I think, experience. I believe like schools as a temple of learning is not just about education that we give them, but about the larger holistic experience that we want to give it to them. And I believe Greatness School District overall has been very progressive on that path, and we should continue to be on that direction. Especially the skills that we spoke about as part of the research was empathy, inclusiveness, and those things are critical apart from technical skills or problem solving, critical thinking we are thinking about. So we should continue to focus on that and be progressive in whatever decision we take, and I believe the board will take a wise decision and continue to acknowledge Diwali and Eid as holidays. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vahala. Next up, again, I apologize, Fiza Shuha.
Hi, good evening. This is Shuja, but you got it. It was really good. First, I'd like to thank Dr. Bossert and the esteemed board members of our school district for their support and this safe space. Something which we can no longer take for granted is something where we can voice our opinions and our thoughts freely. I have two kids. One goes to Lakeville, one goes to Parkville. My niece and nephews also attend Lakeville and Parkville respectively. And because of that, I am here to reiterate the importance of maintaining and uplifting diversity in our close-knit and very special community. And that starts especially with our school district. When the school district acknowledges and shares in our religions and our cultural holidays, it reinforces to our children that they and their families are unique and valued members of the community. It makes all children and students of our district feel wanted and accepted. I am here to set an example for my children so that they learn to advocate for themselves, their peers, and anyone else who may believe themselves to be voiceless for the things that matter. And keeping these holidays on our calendar are things that matter. It matters that our community be welcoming and that everyone be represented and have a voice. This voice should be one of empathy and support and respect so that our students, our children, and community know they are welcomed and appreciated always. Let us not just be the best academic school district, because I know we are, but one where we uplift our students and are always present for their social and emotional needs. If our children know that our educators are here for them, they will know how valuable they are, how they matter, and how they are recognized and loved. To quote the late Jimmy Carter, we have become not a melting pot, but a beautiful mosaic. Different people, different beliefs, different yearnings, different hopes, different dreams. The only thing I will add to this is that I believe we all strive towards the same goal of an equal and equitable society where we live together with dignity and grace. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Suja. Next, Ramaz Afifi.
Good evening, and thank you so much for your effort and for staying late today. I'm here also to reiterate the same topic other speakers spoke about keeping Eid and Diwali in the school calendar. When Eid was added, it was a powerful step toward inclusion, a message to my children and others that their faith and identity are respected. These are days of community and deep spiritual meaning. Taking them away sends a painful message to our children that their culture and beliefs don't matter. At the end of the day, this is about the kids, all of our kids. School is not just about academics, it is about belonging. Muslim children and Asian children deserve to feel seen, supported, and proud of who they are. Please keep them feeling that way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Afifi. And finally, Yasmin and Margain Husani? Sorry.
Good evening. My name is Miriam Hussein, and I am a SMS student. I'm here to speak in favor of the petition to keep the Eid and Diwali holiday on the calendar. This is a very important issue to me because as a student and as part of this community, I feel that recognizing diversity is very important to promote unity and tolerance of everyone. Personally, it was awesome to finally be acknowledged, to be seen, to be included as a minority in the school district. I feel that not religion is more important than others. We all have the right to be included. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. As of this moment, there are no additional cards, but if someone else would like to speak, please submit a card. As it doesn't look like anyone else will be submitting a card, we will move next to, actually, you know what, I'm going to actually make a few statements right now, if that's all right with everybody. First, I want to express our sincere appreciation to those who've come to speak during open time, both tonight and throughout this school year. We, as your Board of Education, are deeply grateful for the time, effort, and care you bring to sharing your thoughts and concerns with us. We want to be clear. This board values stakeholder input as an essential part of our democratic process. Open time at our public meetings provides an opportunity for the board to hear directly from the residents we serve. And we are committed to listening thoughtfully, investigating questions that arise, and responding transparently and respectfully as appropriate. Your voices matter to us. As reflected in our adopted board goals, we wish to reaffirm that this board is dedicated to fostering an inclusive and respectful environment for all. We recognize that learning happens not only in the classroom, but also through lived experiences. And these include a wide range of cultural and religious traditions, which reflect the diversity within our wonderful community. Such experiences are fundamental to a well-rounded education, are an essential reflection of who we are, a critical way in which we each learn from each other and give recognition to each other. This commitment is one of the reasons our district formally recognizes a number of religious and cultural observances when planning the school calendar. Some holidays are designated as days off from school. On other significant holidays when school remains in session, we continue to honor their importance by asking our teachers to modify their typical procedures. This may include prohibiting exams, extending deadlines, or providing other appropriate accommodations. Excused absences for religious observances are also recorded. And these accommodations are made with respect and intention as we strive to balance the diverse needs of our families and the New York State Education Department's day and hourly requirements. And it's worth noting that our school calendar includes 184 days, well above the 180-day minimum. The school calendar itself is a result of a transparent and collaborative process that includes parents, administrators, association members, and community leaders, including the UPTC. And this process begins each fall and concludes with a public vote by the Board of Education to adopt the operating calendar. And every member of this board has voted unanimously to adopt each calendar presented during their time of service, including the calendar for the upcoming 2025-2026 school year. The conversation that began last month and has continued here this evening marks the beginning of a dialogue about the 2026-2027 school year, and we welcome it. We encourage all who are passionate about this topic to participate in this process this fall as we begin shaping the future calendar together. And we look forward to continued conversation, mutual respect, and thoughtful collaboration as we work to ensure our school calendar reflects the full diversity of our remarkable Great Neck community. Thank you. And with that, we will move to board committee reports. Dr. Bossert.
Thank you, Mr. Talk, and I'd like to thank the Board of Education for taking the action this year to add committee work that has produced a great deal of valuable information to move forward with as an administration. Ms. Honratz, do we have a curriculum committee report to share with the board tonight?
Thank you, Dr. Bossert and members of the Board of Education. Our last curriculum committee meeting for the year, we enjoyed a presentation by Dr. Lander focused on screen time and AI across our district. And some of the highlights included some of the platforms that we are using in grades 6 through 12 for AI work and how students are learning to responsibly use AI as a tool to improve their education. Also, Dr. Lander was able to reiterate again with members of the committee and family members who attended the actual process that they can follow if they would like to set limits on their child's screen time using district devices. That was very valuable information. The people in the audience were appreciative of that knowledge and were appreciative of hearing all the safeguards that we've put in place as a district. Our next meetings need to be scheduled for next year, and we're in the process of putting together a thought exchange to gather feedback from the community about topics they would like for us to consider for our exploration next year. Any questions? Thank you very much.
The other committee report we have to present to the board tonight is a safety committee report. Mr. Chen?
Yep. So we held our last safety committee meeting a couple weeks ago, and so I'll just give a brief update. Nassau County Police Department and Homeland Security has been helping us upgrade our security throughout the district. The educators have done all their trainings as of this year, and the district is going through a wide array of improvements. We have upgraded our cameras and our servers, and we'll continue to do so for cameras that are going to be able to look at all the different angles, and the megapixels will be increased. And we are starting to work on our 2025 and 2026 district-wide safety plan. One of the things that we're doing is Motorola is rolling out Rave app, and we are going to be one of the first school to have the integration with our lockdown systems. And teachers and staffs could alert emergencies via text, desktops, things of that sort, and we're still going through the trainings for that. And Dr. Bosher made some comments about the budget, and that the meeting held was before the budget vote. And we want to thank the community for a smooth budget vote and for your support in our students and in our staffs. That's it.
Thank you very much, Steve. With that, we'll move to agenda item 17, board discussion. Any discussion? I'm just going to echo what my colleague Steve Mr. Chen just said, and thank the community very much for passing the budget overwhelmingly, and Proposition 2. It really is a product of actually the budgeting work goes on a full year-round basis, and we're just very thankful for your support. It really helps make the magic happen, so to speak, so thank you once again. And with that, if there are no other comments, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Oh, first I have to go, okay, sorry. First, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn back into executive session to discuss a personnel matter related to a certified member of our staff.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The motion passes 4-0. Thank you very much.
Good night.